Welcome, everybody, to the Circle of Knowledge podcast. I am your host, Jon Kovach Jr., and I am absolutely thrilled. Today is a great day and a great start to another season of our podcast. I want to have and make a huge shout out to our listeners, all 30,000 of you out there somewhere, wherever you're at. I've actually looked at the analytics, and 90% of you are in the United States. About 6 or 7% of you are in Canada. And then between 4 to 1%, you're all over the world. You're all over the globe. And I love it. Whatever it is that we say, we share, who we bring onto this show is interesting to you. And we appreciate your support and value. Again, Jon Kovach Jr., founder of the Champion Circle, and just so excited and so honored to have the privilege of interviewing and chatting with some amazing people. And it doesn't stop there, because we get to talk about the most amazing concepts, share nuggets of knowledge, and really just get to know an individual. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. And this one's very special and dear to me because she doesn't quite understand it yet. But I have been telling her for a while now that I am her biggest fan. And when I was, and in fact, I want to bring her on and I want to introduce her because I want to see her face and get a reaction to it. But you guys help me welcome our guest speaker today, as well as the individual who you're going to get to know and love and just marvel at her accomplishments. At such a young age, she has done so much in this world. I'm so excited to introduce you guys to my friend, Miss Didi Wong.
Thank you so much, Jon. Wow, I love the way you said at such a young age.
That's
good for a woman.
Very young and very beautiful and very amazing. Man, Didi, you've been all over the world, and I want to invite our listeners to read through the bio, read through the show notes, and check out her bio. But if anything, at the end of the show and throughout the show, we'll tell you where to learn more about Didi. She's got her own website and amazing things, amazing programs going on. But one of my favorite things is that my favorite question to ask Didi is, Didi, what haven't you done? Because you've done it all. You're amazing. And do you get that question often? What haven't you done?
Yes, people usually say it in a joking way. Obviously, I am a big fan of myself in the way that, look, I know I only have about 25 years left of youth and beauty and energy. I'm 45. I'll be very honest with you. I just turned 45 a week ago. And I just think that, I was put on this earth with a really huge purpose. And I feel it deep inside. It's like all over my DNA and my soul. I can feel it. So what can I do on a daily basis? I mean, I'm serious in terms of hour by hour. What am I doing in terms of what I want to achieve? And not just for myself, but it's for my children, for my husband. And of course, it goes to the community, to the schools that my children attend, and and all the people that I touch on a daily basis. I talk about this all the time. Even the person who might be bagging my groceries in the supermarket, I try to make sure I make a great impression and send gold dust. I always say, pass on the gold dust to every single person that I come across on a daily basis, because that is part of leaving a legacy. So I know we just started this podcast and I'm getting deep already, but this is really what I mean. Like, I'm 45 years old. I have about 25 years left of real energized, living, I guess. I mean, hopefully I can keep my nutrition, my health and all of that in good shape. Then I can continue that journey. But I want to accelerate my existence in a way, right? Why do I spend so much time, flying here, flying there, even if it's just 4 days at a time, or, just going to this event, going to that event. And it's because I really want to make a difference in the world. And yeah, that's it. I could go on and on.
and I'm going to not stop you because I love to listen to you. And for those of you listening, and by the way, Didi, we've got people joining us live from all over the world as well. Those of you who are listening to the recording, we welcome you and we appreciate your podcast listens. Those joining us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, or wherever you are in the world, I want to make a huge shout out to you, and huge shout out to Chanel. Chanel is listening in live and she's saying some beautiful things in the comment section. And Chanel, we're going to be talking about Speak Up here in a little bit. So that's exciting. And welcome, Tyler from Brazil. But before we get into that, you guys, I want to invite you to get to know this woman because she is absolutely phenomenal. And I have to share my version of the story, and then I'm going to share a little bit about her, and then we'll get into some really cool conversations because I love Didi, and she gets deep right from the beginning, and that's where we want to go. We want to Circle of Knowledge is not a surface level podcast. We are a deep level, deep thinking, and we provide a lot of nuggets. But when I got started public speaking, I started speaking somewhere around age 16 when I decided that DJing wasn't my thing, but emceeing and a microphone was. And when you start doing research, you're like, who are public speakers that I should get to know, or who are public speakers to emulate? When I did a Yahoo or an Ask Jeeves search way back in 2008, I think Google was a thing, but we weren't all using it. There were some names that came up, and I found several individuals who I admired because not what they were doing on stage, but because of what they were doing in the world. And Didi Wong's name came up in 2008 for me in a Google search. And I don't know if I told you this, but I wrote that name down and I said, okay, individuals to watch. And as far as like following them on Facebook, or you turn on Google, what are those called? Google notifications? Alerts. That's right. You turn on Google Alerts. And every now and then I see an article. And when I mean every now and then, I mean like once a business quarter or more, I see Didi Wong's name come up. And it was so interesting to follow and watch her journey. Wow. And I silently, I've just been standing back and reading and learning. And that's what's allowed me to kind of get an opportunity, which I didn't actually meet Didi until this year. In fact, just a few months ago. But from 2008 until 21, I have known of Didi because of her ability to connect and make a difference in the world. And I get a little choked up saying that because I get to follow this woman in her amazingness, and then I get the opportunity to meet her. And
wow, I did not know this, John. That's crazy.
Yeah. And the internet did work in 2008. So that was really interesting. But I had to share that because it truly was amazing. I have always been a lifelong learner, an observer, and somebody who cares about what's going on, even if I don't have easily access to those people. And Didi's name has been in my life since 2008. And I know that my name has been in her life since 2001. So I hope and pray and strive my best to make sure that that's a good name in her life. But there's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, thank you so much, John. Amazing. That means you know a lot about me already.
I do. But I want my listeners to get to know you in a really, really intimate way. And Didi and I talked about this before we went live on the show. We're not going to stick to our typical format. I just want you guys to get to know her, and then we'll talk about some of the projects that we've been involved in together, which is so cool. I'm so excited, and we've got people listening in from all over the world. But Didi, I want to know, where did that deep-rooted desire, that deep-rooted desire to change the world or be an influence in the world come from? And maybe speaking a little bit to your background, your upbringing, your story, but let us know who you are and where that comes from, that desire to help and serve others.
Wow. I'm going to go kind of backwards. I'm going to start current because it's actually pretty recent in the last few years of my life that I have really learned that success is nothing without sharing it with the world. First off, I say success is nothing without someone to share it with. That is actually my motto. And I say it to my husband because to make him feel appreciated. I say it to people around me because if you are successful and you are a soul person and you're not sharing with other people, then you're lonely. And being lonely in this world is a very sad thing, because there's so many people in the world we can share and love on, right? So then I thought, wow, how did this philanthropy and philanthropic life that I've adapted to come into my life? And I'm actually thinking back to the history of my family. And I had a brief conversation with my father, and he was like, well, and I know whenever I do any money raising or fundraising, my mom and dad are very generous in that sense. And I'm like, wow, I've never seen my mom and dad be so generous in terms of, wow, they're really generous when it comes to philanthropy. Then I dug even deeper and realized that actually my grandparents were known in Hong Kong to be charitable people. They literally were the president of a very big name charity in Hong Kong. Then I'm like, wow, this must then be passed on to me in my heritage, right? And so more and more as I dig deep into my family history, I probably have some of that give back DNA in my body that I didn't even realize to tap into until recently, when I really kind of accelerated my journey of success. So obviously, as a successful person, I have more means to give back, and it's not just even monetarily. I'm talking about, of course, you can always give money to charities and donate to foundations, but I'm talking about time freedom. And I'm talking about just a freedom in my spirit, that I don't feel like I am attached to anything in my life in a way that I'm always very proud of not being addicted to anything. So if I don't have chocolate, I'm fine. If I don't have anything that I really love, I'm actually okay. And I even think about that with like being able to detach myself from even my children, right? Because I know they're going to grow up and they're going to fly, and I want them to do that. So I only have myself to be addicted to. So I'm trying to say this in not a vanity way, because I really teach about self-love, right? I teach about how important it is that you are your own best friend, that you are okay wherever you go, even if you don't have your loved one with you, your parents with you, your children with you. And that is why I'm such a free spirit. Everywhere I go, I am who I am in confidence. I have a healthy confidence, and people can feel it. It's not through the words that I speak, by the way. It's really through, and it's body language absolutely comes into play, and I teach all of this, but it's really the spirit, the energy that you feel from somebody that makes it stick, that makes you feel that connection. Because John, you said earlier, that how does Didi connect with people? It's not through my words, yes, through my body language and a short-term memory, but it's really through how I made you feel when you heard me communicate to you in whatever way it is. And generally speaking, people come into my life and hear me speak or get a piece of Didi, I guess, would remember, oh my God, I don't even remember her name, but I remember she is so bubbly. She's full of energy. And that is really who I am. Every single day I wake up like this. So I want to teach that to you guys.
I'm thrilled and I'm excited. And it really, it truly was the way you said it. And it's not necessarily what you said, it was how you said it. And you are a master at treating people with loving kindness, but you're not one to be walked over. You're not one to,
That's right. Don't mess with me.
Right. Don't mess with her. She's 6 feet tall in my mind. She is so tall in my mind because of just the elegance and the energy and I guess the presence you bring when you bring into a room. A lot of it is, and I would say confidence, but to go even deeper, it's not necessarily confidence. It's that level of desire. And I'm a huge advocate and fan for that. And I think our listeners need to know that because there are ways to do that. So if you were to provide or suggest maybe a few ideas or what you would teach on how to do that, what would you suggest?
Well, I know people say this all the time, that gratitude is important in your life, but depending on which speaker you hear it from, it might go in one ear and might come out the other. But I'm telling you, every single day, probably all day, I'm either talking to myself, talking to God, talking to the universe, whatever you believe in, or talking to anybody I come across. I am always saying thank you. I'm always, even if I don't say it out loud, I'm feeling it, right? I would say really that's the number one thing, because you must feel that you are blessed before you can move on to manifesting everything that you want. So that's number one tip. That can you please, even if there are hardships happening in your life, everybody has hardships. Like my hardships may be different to your hardships, right? I'm missing my family so much in Hong Kong right now. I haven't seen them, and I haven't been able to connect. Right now, that's my missing piece that I'm feeling that I really miss. And I miss my sisters, I miss my mom and dad, and I just, it makes me want to cry to think that. So that's my hardship. Whatever hardship you're going through, some people may be, and money is not everything. Just so you know, like there are people who only wake up and all they think about is making money. And so, if you can actually change your mindset to what do you have right now? What is the gratitude that you can bring to your life right now that can propel you to think positively about every single day, your presence? And how is it that you can actually give? The more you give, the more it comes back. And I'm not saying money. I'm saying giving in your energy, in how you are to other people, the kindness. Even driving a car in LA, obviously I'm in LA. When you're driving a car, if someone cuts you off, smile and be okay with it. People are having a hard day. Instead of honking, giving that bad energy back. You can control your own emotions. You can control, if you are a master and you can really get to a point being an expert at controlling how you react to situations. I pretty much don't have stress in my life because I always see the glass half full. So let's say if John, John suddenly disappears this morning, it didn't happen, 9 o'clock, I had it. No, I'm not going to be like, oh my goodness, this guy is so, I'm not going to do that. I'm just like, okay, well, it wasn't meant to be. And I'm sure the right time will come when we connect. I'm just giving you an example of anything that could happen in your day that is pretty bad, even if it's in a car accident or whatever. See it as something that you can learn from. And that is another tip that I would give to anybody. And this is not just with business. This is with life. Yeah. I can go on and on, as I said.
We're like, what, 20 minutes into this, and I've already got a page of notes. This is phenomenal, and thank you. And I want to kind of go deeper before we kind of switch topics. I have some other things I want to get to with you, because I'm so excited for my listeners to get to know some of the things I prepared for them because of you. But I want to talk about that level of control, and that is such an amazing piece, because it is so helpful for us to have self-awareness, kind of like a out-of-body experience, but just out-of-body awareness, knowing what we're doing, how we're feeling, what we're thinking, and then being able to transition from that thought to action and saying, I'm just gonna do something about it. I'm gonna breathe exercise. I'm gonna bark like a dog. I'm gonna do something to leave it and move on. And you're such a master at this. What tips and tricks would you share on developing that control, on finding out what it is within you to let the drama in life, the things that will go bad, because if it will go bad, it will, to let it go?
Yes, I would say number one is to practice being present. And that is very much part of my yoga practice. So my yoga practice is my moving meditation, right? So when I'm on my mat, my focus is on nothing but my fingers, my muscles, whatever pose I am doing, I am fully engaged in it, right? So if you can apply that to your life, So right now I am talking to you, John, and I'm aware of there are people watching, right? So I'm being present. So if I have a notification on my phone that comes on, my light, if I have my cleaning ladies here today, but if they're walking back and forth, or if I have a truck go by, or whatever comes, it's shut out. Like, I'm able to literally be here present with you, John, but being aware of someone, other audience members who, so my languaging is for the fact that I can help somebody, right? So be present with whatever you're doing. That's number one. Number two, I was thinking is, if you can apply even to start this practice of like this exercise that you can apply every day, try 1 minute, try 3 minutes, then 5 minutes and 10 minutes, and grow it to hours and hours of being aware of what you say to yourself. So that inner voice. So I call it the devil voice versus the angel voice, right? And everyone very naturally have a devil voice because it's just natural, and don't judge it. Okay, don't judge that devil voice. If the devil voice come in today, look, I've been trying to get my hair in a certain way for like I've clipped it. To be very honest with you, I clipped it on. This is as mundane as these things, right? I've clipped it on for probably 6-7 times. I still have this bump, which is annoying to me. But my devil voice is like, oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. My angel voice is like, who cares? They're going to be looking at your face. They're going to be listening to your words. They're going to feel your energy. And that little bump, no one's going to, of course, I've made it now apparent to you guys. But I'm saying, you know what I mean by, these are just everyday things that come into play, especially women. You see, John? You know, that might deter us from being present. There you go. Now you look like, what is that, Ben Stiller?
That's right. That's right. Like
that movie.
right.
I love it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, anything that deters you from being present, you bring it back, which is just what I just did. So that you can stay focused on what you want to achieve, and that those words in your mind, just cancel. Say cancel, cancel, cancel. Sometimes I am so good at manifesting things. I feel like I've tapped into my sixth sense, and I'm becoming somewhat of have a psychic ability to kind of see things before it happens, or if I want something, it usually falls on my lap. And so if I have that devil voice in me, and that says, oh, something bad, right? I'll be like, no, don't do that, because Didi, you can actually manifest it. No, cancel, cancel, cancel. I say it out loud, and I say it again in my head, right? And so that I know that the world or the universe will dismiss it.
Yeah.
So hopefully those tips can really help you go through your day. Practice being present, practice being aware of those voices in your head, and cancel, cancel, cancel when you think of bad things.
Oh, I love that. I to my audience, I hope you're taking copious notes. I'm on page 1.5 now from this morning. Thank you for sharing those tidbits. I think that's extremely helpful nuggets of knowledge. And I love the language you use, Didi. Just to step back for a second. It's not just the values and the language that what I call the forefathers and the foremothers of personal development are, but it rings true and it resonates because the standards of excellence and the principles of truth come from the principles found in Think and Grow Rich and How to Win Friends and Influence People, and some of these amazing foundational books that we should all be aware of. And your voice is so unique and genuine to you, but you're still preaching these amazing principles that I believe are truth. And I thank you for that. And what a wonderful way to express it. I want to take a second here and just bring up a few comments. Chanel says hi, and she loves us. And she's so amazing. She'll be on our show in a week or so, and I'm really excited to have her on as well. We'll talk more about the Speak Up, but I want to transition just a little bit as we kind of jump topics. And I just realized that I'm going to make you and I a little smaller. Nope, I don't like that. So we're going to go back to normal. I just don't like the comments covering your face. So what I wanted to share was let's talk a little bit about what you've been doing recently, because I loved where you started with your story from the present and then you went backwards. Let's talk about what you've been up to now and where you're going forward. And then we can talk about some other things like Speak Up and some other great projects. But recently you had a phenomenal life-changing experience that if there's anyone in the world that deserved this experience, I believe it was you. But I want to hear a little bit more about what happened recently in your life that you were led to do what you just did. And you can share your screen if you want, or prep that, and I'll do that. But I just want to hear the story about how you got to do what you did when you went to Italy.
So, you think about everyday things, and I'm going to rewind so that you can understand fully what just happened to me this past month. When you believe in good things happening to you, invite it to come into you, right? As I said, I manifest, and I belong to this WhatsApp group that is full of royalties, upper echelon 1%ers, right? And a lot of it. A lot of it is all philanthropy. So they talk about space, they talk about energy, they talk about oil and gas. They might talk about, what's happening in India with COVID, and, how can we get, clean water or sanitary masks. Anyway, so those type of things covers the gamut. But it's so much that I can't read every single text that comes through. But there's one day when I was in Tampa doing some work for Thin Energy, which is an energy drink company. I just happened to be in the elevator going back up to my hotel, and I looked into my phone, and one particular text came through on that WhatsApp group, which I usually will not read. But that day I read it, and it's something to do with the Pope's Foundation. And I was like, wow, the Pope's Foundation. And I'm a Catholic, by the way, and I go to church every single Sunday. And I grew up Catholic, it's ingrained in me, although I do believe in a lot of Buddhist beliefs, values. I just looked at it and I was like, wow, this is something that I should respond to. So then I did. I DM'd the guy who, his name is Sergio, who texted. And we got talking. Oh my goodness, that call was supposed to be probably just a few minutes long. It went on, and I just got to really understand what was needed. And right away, Sergio was saying, Didi, I want you to be one of my 12 apostles. They were looking for 12 apostles. They're calling us the apostles, to go to Italy, to Rome. And it was within a month. And I talked to him on April 20th, and he's like, we are on the Pope's calendar, May 20th. And I was just like, and I have 4 children, right? And I have my husband has working on a really crazy case for 9 weeks. And I'm just thinking, how can I actually get away? That logistically in my mind, is it even possible for me to go to Rome? And it's COVID right now. At that time, back in April, Italy was closed down. So I was thinking all these things. But, when there's a will, there's a way. So I said to him, I'm absolutely going to be there. And this is a real great nugget for all of you listening, because when you think it's impossible, you just say yes. And that's why I have the Yes Academy. You say yes, and you reverse engineer what can be done to make it possible, right? So I encourage you to say yes more for opportunities that come your way, even if you think it's impossible to achieve. For me, it was like, okay, how do I get to Rome? Can I call my mother-in-law to be a babysitter? Because we're not using any babysitters because it was COVID. We're not letting anybody into our house. Recently we just started using cleaning ladies. I mean, but it's been a whole 18 months of me, myself, and I taking care of the whole household, be it cleaning, laundry, toilet cleaning, like anything you can think of that a mother needs to do. I was just thinking of all the, I'm sidetracking a little bit, but all the titles that I have, I'm like, I'm a nurse, I'm a cook, I'm a driver, I'm a teacher, I'm an assistant, all of those things. So think about all of that on my shoulders, as well as trying to be a good wife, right? How can I go to Rome, in a month? Who can I ask for help? And that's when you surround yourself with people who support you. So I was like, yes, Sergio, I'm there. I don't even know what it takes, but I'm there. Before he told me any more details of what it takes to go there, I was like, yes, I'm there. So obviously, it was such an amazing opportunity to be one of the apostles. And I made it happen. I found people to help me. But the actual event itself was so nerve-wracking. There were 12 of us, obviously 12 apostles. We were standing in a circle. Each one of us, we were outdoors in a beautiful setting of Italy, of Rome. Yeah. And it was like anticipation, oh, he's going to come in 15 minutes. Don't worry, calm down. Like everybody was nervous. Have a seat. And then we were like 10 minutes. 5 minutes, oh my God, he's coming in 5 minutes, and we just and we have to wear masks, which is like, oh my God, how is it that I have to wear a mask when I meet the Pope? I would love for him to see my smile. I would like to see his smile because he had a mask on. So when he walks in, it was just like, it was surreal. It was like pressing fast forward on your remote control. I don't even remember it. People say when they go up to receive an Academy Award, or those moments, where it's just so huge, like you don't remember it, or your wedding day, people think about, oh my God, I don't even remember what happened. What did I say? So people have been asking me, what did I actually say to the Pope? Luckily we had video, because I'm like, I can't remember actually what And we were given, I'm going to show you a picture of meeting the Pope, but I'm going to show you what we were given, first of all, which is just a beautiful, beautiful plaque that says, this plaque was blessed by His Holiness Pope Francis at the Vatican headquarters of Scholas Occurrentes Foundation on the occasion of the launch of the Transforming Education Donor Fund, Vatican City, May 20th, right? And then underneath it is an actual rosary. And you guys are really lucky. I have not shared this with the world. I've only shared it with my husband and my children. You get to see it first. This is a very blessed rosary, personally blessed by the Pope. So I'm keeping it right behind me to keep me blessed. And then I'm going to show you now the actual picture of me.
I got to remember I closed my jaw. This is blowing my mind.
I know. Here we go. Here, do you see it? Do you see it?
Yeah, look at this.
So you see, we were shaking hands. There were photographers, videographers around us, and this is Sergio in the middle with the red tie, and the director of Scholas Occurrentes on the right of the Pope with the mask on as well. And really, it's just the moment went by so quickly, and we talked about. I actually had my children, all four of my children, write a card and a note to the Pope. And, because Scholas Occurrentes, which is, by the way, the name of the foundation that he started 30 years ago. And it was even before he became a Pope. So this is near and dear to his heart. Before he was the Pope, and he was a priest back in Argentina. And it's about lifting children and the youth up. In the way that, mental health and children and youth not feeling that they're connected with each other, and that they feel lonely even though they have peers around them, and finding themselves, finding their own identity, which is very much what I'm about. I'm all about being cool with yourself, right? And finding your own identity so that you can be your own best friend. But we're involving arts and culture into this foundation. And we're going to be, I basically am helping them expand in America, because this started in Argentina. Of course, the Pope is in Rome and he speaks Spanish. So, in Madrid and Spain, all of them have been involved. But now they really want to expand in America, which is what I have the mission to do, which I'm very excited about. So anyway, I don't want to go into too much because I know we have time limit. But this week coming back to LA has been transformative in my own introspective way. I've been telling my friends that I'm talking to every day that something happened to me in Rome 2 weeks ago. And I turned 45. I had my birthday on May 22nd, which is 2 days after I met the Pope. And something happened to me, and I'm still not quite putting my finger to it yet. And I'm just letting myself live every day, kind of, marinating and downloading every little thing that kind of I'm feeling. And even like the gratitude, the immense gratitude that I have for what opportunity I had in Rome. And it's not just meeting the Pope, by the way, it's meeting the people around him, surrounding myself with all of these greats. Another apostle was is the future king of Ethiopia. So I got to really meet him and his wife and treated them just like friends, and then another one of the apostles is the founding investor of Uber, great friends with Elon Musk. And, just like the people that I was with was just like, oh my God, how did I get to this place? They may see me as, oh my God, the Didi Wong, whereas, it's like, I saw them. It's weird. I'm kind of living in a very surreal life right now because my friends are royalties. We went to a villa hanging out with the Princess of Italy, Princess Rita Campani, and she's American, by the way. She went to Italy and married an Italian prince, and she owns this villa that had real Picassos, real Chagalls, and real, like all these craziness that I was watching art, and then we went to the Vatican, obviously, the Sistine Chapel, and the corridor that leads into the Sistine Chapel. And because of COVID, there was just 1% of people there. Usually it's so crowded that you don't even you have to move through, right? But I got to be there in a room that is celebrated in all of the world, right? With not many people around me to really look up to all the art and thinking about how back at then did they paint. There was just so much to take in. So anyway, this past week and a half, I've just been digesting all of that. And this is the first time I've actually spoken out loud on a podcast of my experience. So it's saying it out loud right now is making it all come back to me again, so because I'm having goosebumps, and so it's really magical, and you can get there. That's what I'm saying. Like, you people, I was just a nobody, like back, seriously, it's really not that long ago when I was just a mother of 4. I had a little yoga clothing company and, living a very normal life. And then I willed all of this to happen. So if there's anything I can tell you, if you seriously believe it, like Think and Grow Rich, number 1 success principle is desire, right? Burning desire. And number 2 is faith. Not faith in God, not talking about religious faith. Faith in believing what is to be, to happen to your life. And that you believe it wholeheartedly so deeply that actually it manifests itself. And I truly apply all of those principles, by the way. So number 7 is my favorite, which is decision.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if I was on this call with Sergio that day and he was telling me about the Pope and all this, and I was like, right? I was like, and you don't make that decision. You can't seem to, you're wishy-washy, and you can't seem to say yes without analyzing every single thing. Just say yes and work it out, right? And that's the power of decision making. That's number 7. And then number 9 is mastermind, which is what I know you're about. surrounding yourself. And this is the apostles, the 12 apostles who went to Rome, is literally the Think and Grow Rich principle mastermind that came to life for me, right? All these people from, all walks of life, from Ethiopia, from America, from Spain, all of these people coming in and treating each other like friends. We've never met each other, but we had the best time. Shut up now.
No. Didi, I will let you talk all day long. I've been listening to you since 2008, and I could continue to do it forever. You are a phenomenal teacher. You're an amazing individual. As you're describing your story and getting the chills because you're finally, not finally, but you're voicing it right. At an opportunity like this. I have to remember to close my jaw because I am in just awestruck, and I'm also. I wanted to tie it back, and then we'll quickly jump over to one more thing we want to chat about. But I wanted to tie it back to what you said earlier. It's that principle of charity and serving others. And there's Zig Ziglar's quote that you can get anything in this world if you help others get what they want as well. And those principles that you just shared all come back together, because if you served yourself the way that you serve others with that same joy, that same energy, you'll find yourself doing and feeling and experiencing the same things and caliber of the same things that Didi's going through. And I wanted to bring that up. That's just an amazing principle to remember. And thank you for teaching my listeners. Thank you for teaching me, for being an example who emulates the principles and foundations of truth, knowledge, and light. And that's just a phenomenal opportunity for any of us to hear and reground ourselves, which is a huge thing for you since you know a lot about yoga and that spiritual gathering as well. But I do want to transition quickly here, and I want to talk about something because you shared some gifts, which, by the way, my jaw's still open from the rosary. That is amazing. And I want to share with our audience members, and I want to talk a little bit about something in transition to that. You guys, if you haven't picked up already, Didi she's amazing. She's an award-winning international keynote speaker. She's an angel investor. She's a Hollywood film and TV producer and a financier. I think I said that right. She's also a speaking mentor for rising speakers. I would consider myself one of her mentees because of what we're about to mention next. She's a best-selling author, and she's even and this doesn't stop here, but she's a UN Goodwill ambassador, and she's all over the world helping people, helping women, helping children. And just like the Pope was so concerned about the children and the youth, you are as well. You're a TV producer, and you have turned your passion into your passion for mentoring speakers into opportunities to speak on national television, also known as Amazon Prime Video, through the TV show Speak Up. And I'd like to play the video, the welcome video, and then let's quickly talk about that, and then we can kind of bring this to a close. But if you don't mind, I'm going to bring up that and I want you guys to all check this out.
Little trailer.
It's a little trailer, and Didi is the host and one of the producers of the show Speak Up that you can now find live on Amazon Prime Video now. Here's the video.
Hi everyone, my name is Clara Capano.
Chanel Aramelli.
I'm Jon Kovach Jr.
Jennifer Blair.
Taylor Cole Longacre.
Tristan Helm. Hi, I'm Gary McDermott.
Meredith Allen.
Sorana Pascario.
Nick Lowry.
Sherry James.
And James Pope.
Experience these amazing speakers and more on the Speak Up stage on Amazon Prime Video and MPN Global.
I just love showing that. And we had the amazing opportunity to be on season 3, your third season and production. I want to know from you, as you've sought to give back and mentor people in the public space, way I can't go without saying my gratitude. I've been following you since 2008, but if it weren't for my good friend and business partner and friend, Eric Swanson, Mr. Awesome, I would have never, well, not never, but I wouldn't have been able to meet you as soon as I have. And I'm grateful for that. And I was able to participate in season 3, which my gratitude and service to that is just overwhelming. It's amazing. And I want to hear from you kind of the inspiration and the dream of creating Speak Up and how you're giving back through that platform.
Yeah, I will say I didn't create it. My business partner, Masoom, did. And he is the leader, the person who is at Magic Production Studios. And so he came to me at first, him and Taylor, executive producer on the show, actually asked me, just like John, you did, to be a speaker, right? And I actually just was a speaker, invited to be on the show. And I went on the show and I fell in love with it so much, the heart of it, and the production value and the quality of people and the experience of the whole filming process, that I asked them, hey, can I please jump on as a producer on this show? And I can help bring really great speakers, because this is my world. And they said, oh my God, of course, we would love for you to join. So then I became a producer, then I brought in speakers, and then I became an executive producer. So at the heart of the show, we really wanted to, now it's more like my baby, because I'm kind of the curator of the speakers. I bring up with the ideas of what we really want to achieve with Speak Up. And it's really just a commercialized TED Talk. People talk about, I want to be on TED, I want to be on TED. Because TED is so strict in ideas worth spreading. They don't allow promotion. They don't allow really self-talk about what you do and what you can do to help other people. I love when people promote. I love when people are comfortable enough to actually tell people what they do, but in a way that they can serve, right? Not to brag, not to be arrogant, but in a way that, this is my skill. What can I do to help you? And so with Speak Up, it's really more the commercialized version of TED, and it's on Amazon Prime Video, obviously one of the absolute top streaming services out there. And we're in season 4 now. With season 3 was when John was on it. And the essence of it is, I'm going to give an opportunity to all speakers. And because I'm the casting director on the show, I do not only pick speakers just because they are a name, just because they've been in speaking for 10 years or 20 years, just because they have a lot of following. I'm defying the norm. I am breaking the rules, per se, because most producers would only want people on their show if they already made it, if they've already got 100,000 followers, or if they've already, have a following. No, this is actually for me an opportunity to shine light on real speakers who are not just doing it for business, who are not just doing it for making money, right? It's for people who really have a voice, that they can speak up and be bold and have a message that they can really give to the world so that they can inspire more people. So I pick speakers who are not the norm. And actually, I don't want the ones who've been out there and are saturated with, you see them everywhere. I actually said that to Eric because I was like, Eric, please, Eric is jumping on as a producer on the show with me. And I was like, this is how we curate the best show. We're going to pick these special beings like a Jon Kovach Jr., and people who you may not actually see as, oh my God, he or she is a professional speaker. I want to give that opportunity to those who have a voice, who have a heart, who have the message, but they don't necessarily call themselves, Speak Up in an international award-winning speaker for 20 years. So that's the idea really behind. Of course, there are going to be professional speakers who have been doing it for years, but they have a special message still. But I'm just saying that I like to step out of the norm when I curate speakers. I want to put them all mixed up together so that you may go on Amazon Prime, looking up at Speak Up and say, oh, let me look at this one. And it will just surprise you. It's not going to be the average, speaker. You go to an event, you're like, oh, you see, oh, it's the same old, there's a certain formula to people's. These are going to be people who will actually really surprise you with how they speak. So that's the essence of the show. And I really, anybody who's listening or watching this in recorded version, I really encourage you to please get on Speak Up on Amazon Prime Video and give us reviews, because we really want to hear from you guys what you think. Which speaker did you like? What about him or her that you like? It is really for the audience. So it's for you guys, because you're going to learn those nuggets from every single one of these speakers. They're very special human beings.
I'm again blown away, and I agree. And I wanted to share my personal testimony with my experience as a up and coming, or I guess rising speaker. The experience was phenomenal, and I know I've used that word 3 or 4 times today because that's truly how I feel. But what I wanted to share as I was sipping my awesome Speak Up cup, I am another big fan of this new show, and it's one of those shows where TED Talks, you can listen to one a day. This is the kind of show you can binge watch and watch all seasons in like 1 or 2 sittings, because you're so captivated by the messages. And because there is no constricting
rules
on the presentation, the storytelling, it is so cool to feel the different experiences and messages. And your message in particular, I loved. There are several other people who have spoken throughout the last seasons. And as we move into season 4, which will be launching probably in August, I think you guys are filming in July, which is amazing. And my experience was, I didn't come and get boot camp speakers training. I came and I felt like you treated us as red carpet awesome celebrities who were meant to shine, and that eased the stress of speaking and allowed us to really be ourselves on stage. And that was one of the most incredible feelings. And then the Masoom and the whole team, the incredible production studio is just top notch, above Hollywood standard, in my opinion. And I've seen studios before, so it was an amazing experience. And I'm just so proud of my award-winning speech, I guess you would give it. And this is something that I hold and cherish. And just like you hold and cherish with your gifts, I too hold and cherish, and I'm grateful for that. So I wanted to share that with you on a live setting, as well as share it with my audience that please go to Amazon Prime Video and look up Speak Up. All the seasons are amazing. Not one speaker is like, oh, that wasn't that great of an episode. They're all so good, and you don't get that with most TV shows. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and if you are a speaker and you want to be on the show, just contact me, because we are out there looking for special people like yourself who are listening.
Absolutely. And that's a great place to press pause. Unfortunately, I feel like, Didi, you and I could go for hours, and I want to, but I hope by popular demand, everyone, and myself included, will beg you to come back, because this was so much fun. And we really did. I mean, I'm running on 2 pages of notes here. Thank you so much for teaching us, for sharing your knowledge and teaching us how to apply that knowledge. And I really think that that's the essence of the show. And it is who you are and your eminence always. And I think that that's just an important piece to always know for yourself. But Didi's the kind of person that does not live with drama. She focuses on the now and here and the presence, and she is absolutely amazing. But how best can people get a hold of you?
You have a beautiful ticker underneath that's been going around. That is great. You can absolutely find me. My name is easy to remember, Didi Wong, DIDIWONG. So check me out on Instagram, Didi Wong Official, Facebook, same thing, LinkedIn, same thing. And Didi at didiwong.com is my email. And if you want to check out any of the courses that I do as a speaking coach, you can go to theyesacademy.com.
I love it. And that's another, I'm going to write this down and I'll talk to you about it later, and maybe we'll get you on again. I hope we do. The yes theory. There's so much to that, and I'll send you some thoughts on that. That's something that we could delve deeper into.
Yeah,
I also wanted to share, Didi was so giving and charitable in Didi fashion that she wanted to give you, our audience, a free book. So if you guys go to DidiWongFreebook.com, you'll be able to, I think, download or
download the ebook.
The ebook.
Yep, the book is called Perfect Your Elevator Pitch, Turn Every Stranger into an Ally, which is the title of my Amazon Prime Speak Up episode. Turn every stranger into an ally. How do you connect with people in the first few minutes of connection?
Wonderful. Now, this event is so amazing, Didi. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much.
This if there's one thing I challenge, we actually end the show this way. I wanted to share a challenge, but I'd actually like to turn that over to you. Can you think of a challenge you'd like to share or issue to our listeners that they can apply today, something that they can start working on so that they can improve their life in some sort of way?
Yes, I would actually go back to, because repetition is important for you to learn something. I'm going to go back to what I said earlier in the episode. Can you apply 1 minute of positive thinking, the devil voice versus the angel voice, remember? And can you then extend it to 3 minutes, then 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 15 minutes, and so on and so forth, right? So if you can go around every single day, waking up until you go to sleep, you open your eyes until you close your eyes, every day, being aware of the voices in your head and cancel the devil voice talking and elevate the angel voice talking, then you're training your mind and you're controlling your thoughts to be positive. And that's how you start the manifestation journey of achieving what you want.
Wow. Let's end on that. That was beautiful said. Everybody give it up for Didi Wong. Thank you so much for your time, Didi. And
thanks, John. Thanks, everybody.
You and everybody go and watch her. We're gonna close out with our outro. All right. Take care, everybody.
Yay!
That was so